Rd1 YouTube channel. Today we have a X-Wing tournament, round 1. We have a good crew here for commentary. We have Wendy.
Hey.
We have Tony.
Howdy.
We got Tree.
I've played X-Wing twice.
And me. So we got... the YouTube video didn't start. Okay. And we have Mike on the left with Fett, Veteran Instincts, Engineering Upgrade,
And
Rebel,
Captive.
Yeah. And what's the other? You can finish it.
He's running 2 Academy pilots with no upgrades, obviously, and a shuttle, the Omicron Group pilot with advanced sensors and engine upgrade.
Yep. And the guy to the right is Marcus, and I'm bad at keeping track with lists, so we kind of have to eyeball his list.
Well, you were having trouble that day. So it looks like he's running 2 Y-Wings, a B-Wing, maybe a blue, and the Falcon, I would assume probably Chewie, because it's really the only Falcon worth running these days.
And it looks like he's got a pair of turret upgrades on the Y-Wings.
Yeah.
Or 1 on each, probably not 2 on each.
And he has a nice mod on that B-Wing.
Yeah, coming out sideways.
Oh, so he moves it in front of the Falcon.
And it's good to spend your barrel rolls early when you don't have to focus, because you're not going to be in range of anybody for positioning. Mike, I know, likes to move out slow, so you can expect a lot of 0 moves on that shuttle from him.
So what do you guys think about the list?
Well, Mike's list is definitely strategic. I say that because I was running Phantoms only that day, and Boba Fett, Veteran Instincts, Rebel Captive is a Phantom killer, hands down. You attack it because you have to, but when you do, you get stressed, and then you can't recloak, and so you just left out there.
That's a good anti-meta.
It's very, very, very good.
So what? Oh, go ahead.
That's okay. I didn't have an opportunity to play either of these gentlemen on Saturday, so I'm seeing their strategies for the first time.
So looking at Mike's fleet on the left, what's his plan for this game?
Looks like he's going to try to bring Fett in from the side to flank. He's probably going to start with the B-Wing or the Falcon. They both have 1 agility, so they're usually pretty good targets to start with, especially because they're also so offensive. The TIE fighters he's probably running for just distraction.
Okay.
They're chump blockers.
So he's hoping they're going to get in the way then, huh?
So, yeah.
Yes, and he's also trying to run interference for his shuttle a little bit, because everybody knows once the shuttle gets out in front of anything, the shuttle just
that's
dies.
nice planning right there.
Yeah, that is. Looks like he practiced that move.
Yeah.
So, for Mike, what should be his first target to go after? The Falcon or the B-Wing?
Depends. If it's Chewie, I would say you want to start early.
Looks like he set up his card
the wrong way.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah, because basically Chewie's just 13 shields total, because he can't take the crits. But it depends, if that B-Wing has a heavy laser cannon on it, which I don't think it does. It doesn't look like he would have had the points. I run B-Wings with the heavy laser cannon, so they're always shooting forward dice. But it also depends too. If you end up range 1 of something with 1 agility, it's really hard to avoid shooting at it.
True. Wendy likes B-Wings.
I do like B-Wings. I played 3 B-Wings at regionals, and I had some pretty good success.
Oh, also that Wendy and Tony is our experts here of X-Wing. They both went to our regionals, and Wendy made top 16.
I did.
And, very good on her first regionals for X-Wing. And so she's our resident expert.
That's true.
I don't know about that.
I force her to play this game against her will, and she beats me regularly at it. It's embarrassing, but makes me proud at the same time.
There you go. We're all proud of her. So here the Y-Wings are coming. Looks
like he's done this before. His maneuvers are pretty tight.
It looks like he's really so he's got 2 target locks on the shuttle. Looks like he's maybe trying to focus there first.
That is a good move. The shuttle is usually typically a support ship, and it also has low agility. And of course, depending on what you run on the shuttle, it could be good to just leave it out there.
Looks like Boba Fett will be shooting at the B-Wing,
2 hits.
doing a pair of damage to it.
2 shields.
Yep. So how many hit points total does the B-Wing have? It looks like it's got, what, 3 shields?
It'll do 3 shields and 5
5
hull.
hull.
5 hull.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's the opposite of the Y-Wing for shields and hull. Of course, if you have a ship, you're going to want less hull because that's more opportunities to take a crit,
Yes,
that is
which
true.
can take you down pretty quick.
It looks like they had similar strategy. They both kind of moved out their ships about the same speed coming out. Marcus ran his Y-Wings from one side, and Mike ran his fire spray from the other side.
Yeah.
So
Pretty typical flanking moves.
So whatever shooting that was, it looked like some damage got
Did-
through
did
on...
some-
it
oh,
blew
took
up.
out an Academy
Blew up
pilot.
An Academy pilot.
Yes, indeed. Interesting start. Typically, the Academy pilots aren't what you shoot at, but like I said, at range 1, it's really hard to avoid that
Yeah.
shot, especially the TIE fighter.
And,
well,
he's
if you can hit him with more than one ship, you have a good chance of just getting him off the board and out of the way.
and it looks like he's already got 2 ships that are ready to deal with the shuttle, so he's going to use his Falcon and his B-Wing to take out those Academy pilots and just remove ships from the board.
Looks like we're rolling some
And once you
whiffs.
get rid of those 2 TIE fighters, what he has left? Just a slave? to
Just
worry
those
about?
2, it's
The
still
the shuttle and the fire
he
spray
still
will
has
be left.
he still has some health on the board with those 2 ships.
Looks
The,
like
the shuttle has 3 attack, correct?
Yes.
So it
yes.
still throws a
Oh,
good
3.
chunk of dice, but
Okay. I thought it was one of those things that doesn't do nothing. Except for
It's-
buff.
I would never run a shuttle. It's horrible.
Against principle?
It moves like a whale.
It's a
no
tugboat.
K-turn. It's just, if you get behind it, you can kill it. Enough said.
it will never get to shoot at you again.
If it has anti-pursuit lasers, you can stop dead in your tracks, hope somebody runs into you. And you can deal damage that way. That's it. It's not good.
So we have one lone defense dice sitting out there just
By himself in space.
Another one of my pet peeves is not cleaning the play area. Because it kind of takes you out of the experience, you know.
It's a planet.
Let's leave all of our stuff out
I
there.
don't know. And I don't use physical dice. I use the app on my phone, so my phone's always sitting somewhere on the play area.
How you like it?
I love the app.
She
I
really,
do.
really loves the
Yeah.
app.
There are people that say that it may provide you with an advantage, but I'll tell you that I've rolled blanks and had my butt kicked often using the app just as much as using physical dice. And we played just a friendly game at a store not too long ago, and I took all the damage. I didn't even get any damage across before I was tabled, and I didn't even realize what happened. But my opponent rolling physical dice was just on, and my app betrayed me.
So it looks like the Falcon's turning into the fire spray, but of course, the fire spray with Boba Fett has the option to change his bank maneuver to the other direction if he chooses to.
Oh, wow, nice.
And I remember Mike telling me that triggered a few times for him.
Ooh,
Oh wow, that's
so close.
that is a
close.
very good move there.
He's gonna
Dude,
barrel
Marcus
roll
is
out.
running some tight maneuvers.
And that shuttle's already moved, so he's pretty confident where he's sitting now.
Has the shuttle already moved? I didn't think it had.
I think it's an OGC. You go lowest to highest moving, so I think it would have already moved. And probably knowing
he can
Mike, it would have
stay-
set still.
Oh, it has a 0 maneuver?
Yeah.
Ah, so it can just sit still in
That's
space for
right.
as long as it wants.
It has to stress to do that, but
Ah, okay. So it can't do it every
Oh,
time.
I think it does. You can see the stretch marker in the back.
And he looks like he's moving those Y wings in also to.
Looks like the TIE fighter got in his way, but
True.
so he can't shoot at that TIE fighter, but I think he's just going to keep shooting at the shuttle.
I believe so. It would be a smart move if you're going to focus fire. Go
and
ahead and do it.
I
all.
can't see the dial, but Mike may have utilized his ability there
True.
to go left instead of
And
right.
it may have. It doesn't look like it put him on the asteroid.
It did. I
But
think he just
he
rolled it.
so.
Okay, so he's not
Yeah.
going to be able to shoot this turn.
Oh, that hurts.
And it looks like his firing arc is just wide also.
Oh, he
from
could
this
shoot at
angle.
if he wasn't on that asteroid, he could shoot the
He
B
would have
wing.
had the one at the B wing. That's
Yeah.
correct. It's such that just takes the wind out of your sails there. Of course, if he had kept his original, if that's what he did, in fact, he could have prevented the Falcon from shooting at him.
But then the Falcon can also shoot at the shuttle, or it can shoot at the
Falcon
Academy
is-
pilot right behind it.
That's right. 360 is
It's key.
it
Super good.
is. It really is.
3 blanks and 1.
Yep.
Doing some more shield damage.
And still that lonely,
Somebody please get
that
that
lonely green guy is sitting out there.
It's going to sit there the entire game and just
It
taunt
is.
the two of you.
It's gonna taunt us.
The small little things in life that bothers us.
And they're
Looks
rolling
like
dice
he's got
right
3
near them.
pink.
I
There.
know. Being careful not to touch it.
They're very specifically not touching it at all.
I think Marcus is hoping for an agility roll, giving him an extra evade there. What? That wasn't there.
So it looks like he spent 1 target lock and we've got some damage through.
Yeah.
So the shuttle is taking some hits.
So I think once he finishes the shuttle, then I think the only thing left
That's
is
the shuttle shooting back at somebody.
Oh,
There we go.
yay!
Well, thank goodness.
Yes, yes.
A clean play area is a happy play area.
Don't know how long it'll last,
So
but
poor Boba Fett is just out there stuck on the asteroid,
He is.
defending himself.
It doesn't look like he has too many good places to go next turn with so many. Well, all the ships will have moved before him, but
And the good news is the fire spray has the rear firing arc. You take a one turn left, and you got the B wing likely
yeah.
in your firing arc.
so what's the plan?
Right here, of course, yeah. You want to take the fire spray 1 or 2 to the left to try to swing it back around. You wouldn't want to K turn that yet, I don't think. But and who knows? He has that one TIE fighter. I'd say he K turns that so he has a shot at either Y wing.
Get behind the Y wings and follow
But
them around.
he's got to start thinking offensively here. The B wing and the Falcon are gonna eat him alive if he doesn't start hammering on him.
They're getting kind of close too. Like I don't really know where his Y-wings are gonna go. They're gonna run into something. But
If they have a turret weapon, then he's got
Can
some
turn
help
right.
there because he can bail out and still take a shot.
So
It's a hard decision process right there.
It
He's
really
got
is.
the-
here we find ourselves just glued to the screen.
Yeah,
Not
it's
saying
just-
anything.
And when your ships all cluster together like that, it's really tough because part of being good at this game is knowing what your opponent's going to
predicting.
Like anticipating where they're going to go and making your moves based on where they should be
do.
going.
Yeah, exactly. It's like playing poker with a beginner.
Oh, that is.
They'll call you all in with nothing, and like you're not supposed to do that. Stop
And
it.
there he went ahead and K
He
turned.
does the
So
K-turn.
There you go.
Does the K turns, gets the stress, but
See, he's
Stress doesn't necessarily bother Academy pilot
no.
too much. No upgrades.
he's
So he's going
That's
to
a
bounce.
move.
He's going to bounce into the fire spray there. So no action for the Falcon.
and even though the fire spray will move, the Falcon still cannot shoot it.
No, that's not true.
If it moves away, as long as the bases
Oh.
aren't touching, are
can
not
So if he
touching,
does move away, then he go. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
as soon as they bumped, they couldn't.
at that point, the only thing the Falcon can't do is take an action.
Okay.
After it moves.
So it looks like he's gonna turn his Y-wings out.
So he is going right. So I would assume he probably has an auto blaster turret or something, some kind of 360 weapon on those things.
Target
Because
lock.
he is
Target
taking
lock.
the target lock there. Of course, it would be a good time to take a target lock if you can't shoot, because you'd be wasting an offensive ability there. Where later you have the lock already, you can take a focus and help yourself more.
His other option there would be like a focus, which is just going to let him convert one of his defensive dice if he happens to have to.
All
It
of
actually
them.
lets him convert all of the focus rolls.
Right.
How many defensive dice does a Y wing get?
The Y wing, I believe, is base 1.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, look at that! That is going to be
That's
some.
a
That's some
very good
intense
maneuver.
shooting right there.
And it looks like the B wing is where I would go with Boba
Yeah.
Fett.
Has
at
it
this
moved
point.
already?
Yeah, that's Boba Fett is the last ship that moves on the turn
Okay.
because he is the last pilot. Still.
Right, veteran instincts on a PS8 is hard to beat.
So that B wing's gonna take it.
And it looks like he focused. And that is the right move. More dice means more chances to roll an eyeball. Of course, that's the way he would tell you he was
Oh.
rolling all day. One
Ouch.
hit, one evade. That's a heartbreaker.
That's one of the rough things, man. When you outmaneuver your opponent, you got everything perfect.
Set it up
and
perfect. And
The
then
dice will
the dice
betray
just
you.
say no.
Yes, indeed. So we've got 2 hits there.
Looks like he
And
spent
he
his
spent it
focus.
to
Yeah.
evade. That's good. Keep that around.
That was the Falcon.
I believe that was the B-wing shoot.
So it looks like he has a turret because he's shooting over there at the.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you
TIE
see
fighter.
the stress.
So
No,
he
but that's
would-
the stress for the key turn.
Yeah.
So he would have to spend a focus, I think, to use the blaster turret. So I'm not sure
So
what
it
the
might
other
be an
Y-wing.
ion cannon instead.
It may be. It may be. Yeah,
looks
and
like-
it looks.
yeah.
Yep. He just put an ion token down, so it's probably a good move.
So do those iron cannons do play a big part?
It depends on how the ship you're aimed at is aimed. If you have a small ship that looks like it would run into an asteroid,
Okay.
you can zap it and force it to sit on the asteroid, take damage maybe, and then you can fire at it without worrying about it shooting at you that turn.
So ion makes them do what, a 1 white forward?
Forced to do 1 white forward now, because you can take an action after you make that move,
Right.
unless you ran into an asteroid or another ship or something.
Or off the board. My first game, Pat tried to run me off the board with an ion cannon and was came very close to.
Now with the large ships, which is what the shuttle, the Falcon, and the Spray are, those require 2 ion tokens before they are zapped and have to take that maneuver.
But with 2 Y-wings with the turrets, he can hand out 2 a turn, which means
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he
he
could
can.
he could slowly work someone off the board if he was in the right position.
Absolutely. That's why you don't want to get too close to the edge, facing the edge, much like the Fire Sprays right now.
Yeah, and a 1 move is so much bigger on a large base than it is on
Absolutely.
a small base.
Absolutely.
So what's the plan here?
So the Y-wing, I would say, is going to probably pull a hard right, maybe a pair of hard rights, or it could pull a K-turn. I don't know if they're stressed.
I think the Fire Spray and the B-wing just continue to chase, or the Falcon and the B-wing just continue to chase the Fire Spray.
That's probably correct. Yeah.
But the Falcon's got to watch out for that asteroid.
I think the Falcon can afford a 1 bank to the right to avoid the asteroid.
Because he's got the 360.
Because the 360 it still puts him in a good position. It looks like
He's
he
going to
went
go
the other
hard
way.
left.
That puts him on it. It's got to put him on it, so he's got to roll for damage.
And he doesn't get to shoot this turn because he is stuck on an
Looks like-
asteroid.
That's
it looked like he took a
correct.
damage.
Looks like he took a damage there.
I wonder if he
Ouch.
just thought that would clear. That you never planned to do something like that.
So I think a 2 left probably would have cleared it, but I think it puts him too close to the board edge.
It would have put him. It would have still prevented him from using an action, because his template would have gone through that
okay.
asteroid for sure.
Are you sure? Because it looks like he's just barely on that asteroid.
I know he rolled for damage, so I know his template wasn't touching, which means he's got to be
Right.
sitting on it. But yeah, I think that 1 bank left might have made more sense, because even if he bumped, he would have still been able to shoot this turn.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think and also the right, that bank right takes him away from the board edge.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now he's got himself pointed straight towards it. I mean,
Exactly.
Mike doesn't have any ion that we've seen, and we know it's not in his list, so he's not going to get pushed off the board edge like that. But still,
But man, a range 1 shot from a Falcon, avoiding that even for 1 turn can be a game changer.
oh, absolutely.
4 dice.
And
So
I'm
it's
curious to
like-
see where the B-wing goes.
It looks like he's splitting his
Oh, he's-
Y-wings there.
Wow, he's all
and
over the asteroids.
Yep,
Yeah.
Wow.
struggling a little bit.
Some asteroid loving.
Oh, can't see the dice.
Yeah, it looks like he got frustrated there.
And took another damage.
Let's just throw this around.
So it looks like he's split his Y-wings to kind of circle back, but
Yeah, and you don't necessarily need 2 on that TIE fighter. You want some help for the
With
fire
the fire
spray.
spray.
Yeah.
The fire spray, I think, is definitely your
the
most
B-wing
dangerous
just
opponent.
sneaks out from touching there.
That's amazing.
He's yeah.
So I wonder if
Ooh,
he'll
this-
use his engine upgrade at this point, because he will not be able to see the Falcon, and that could hurt him.
My guess is he's probably going to just
There he
accept
goes with
shooting
the
at
target
the
lock.
B-wing.
Yeah. Target lock is a good move out of range 1, because it's fewer dice, and you have more opportunity to re-roll. Re-rolling makes more sense at that point. If you have more dice, my philosophy is
And he rerolls all 3. That's a hurtful roll right there.
you expect to roll the eyeballs at that point, but
So it looks like he gets 2 damage through. Well, 2 damage dealt. I don't know if it actually dealt real damage or if it's just more shields gone.
3 total for the B-wing, so he's got to be... Well, I guess the last attack didn't do anything at all, so...
Yeah.
I remember Mike commenting that day that dice were not his friend.
Right. So not a lot of shooting that turn. Just the fire spray actually.
And we are moving again. So it looks like we will probably turn the shuttle and the fire spray focus fire on the Falcon at this point. I think that's probably the smart move. And with the fire spray, you have the option to fire forward or backward, depending on where.
Is there a way the Falcon can get out of there?
If Marcus takes a hard right,
And the Falcon
he's
can,
going
I
to get
believe,
in the way.
They can do that would actually be the better move, I
You
think.
get in the way of the fire spray and basically take it out of.
Because that is a guaranteed maneuver from Mike. He's going to turn that fire spray.
He's got no option, otherwise he's off the board.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Hey, there's still a TIE fighter on the board. That's nice.
He was hiding.
I think the phrase we use there is "it's helping."
It's hoping. There you go.
Oh,
That was a
Look at
correct move. Huh? Turn it that way, not touching, so he does get to take an action, which...
Probably a target lock.
Yeah,
Since
with Marcus, he's been very aggressive.
Well, if Mike's going to be bumping him, they're not going to be able to shoot at each other.
Exactly.
So take the target lock now, and like you said, next turn he
Next turn,
focuses, and he gets to
maximize your options. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is turning that shuttle in to try
That
to
would
target.
totally wreck my day. I just have to say, like, I probably would not have seen that coming. I would have expected the Falcon to go the other way, and
take off
seeing
running.
seeing that template drop and have him turn right into. I would just
Make
be
a
on the
sad
other side of the
face.
table, like
And that B
just so disappointed that I wouldn't have seen it.
He's probably. I would barrel roll that thing back out, but looks
yeah,
like
and that's what he's doing.
yeah, barrel it back out, get a range one shot.
Well,
Yeah,
the
get you
fire
further
spray
from
hasn't
the
moved
edge.
yet, so depending on where it ends
That's
up.
true.
But I don't think at this point, I don't think he can get out of his firing arc, or if it does, it'll only be just out.
I would assume that would be a one bank and bump, and don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That way the Falcon cannot shoot you. You can still probably get an angle on the B-wing.
And you force the Falcon to make a bigger turn next turn because he's got to clear your base.
More predictable, for sure. Less options for the Falcon next turn.
I mean, the Falcon basically this turn he had two options. He can go left or right. Next turn he pretty much has to go right, otherwise he's going off the board.
Does the Falcon have a
And there, yep.
3K, or is it? I don't recall.
I don't know for certain, but I'm fairly certain even a 3.
Even a 3 is going to pop him off the board.
Super
probably.
risky there.
Yeah.
It'd be so close.
It is.
So it looks like the B-wing has line of sight, but the fire spray does not.
He measured, and I don't know if he catches the back end of that.
So he's shooting
B-wing
with his
the fire
shuttle
spray.
at this point.
Is that the shuttle at the Falcon?
I believe so. So he's checking range from the B-wing, and the B-wing is also wide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that. I would have thought he was just in.
That was a good move for the fire spray.
Yeah.
He's over in that corner, not able to get shot at.
And he's going to do either a bank left or a hard left to get back into the board. And from there, he's clear sailing. He can go wherever he wants.
Wherever he wants. Bring it back
3
in.
hits.
So that would be an ion turret, likely.
Does the ion turret actually do damage, or is it just
It does.
put out? Okay.
If it hits, it deals 1 damage and a token.
Regardless how many hits you roll.
Correct.
Yeah, just
You-
one token,
You
but-
ignore the rest.
Oh, so it only ever does 1 damage?
Yes.
Only
Okay.
ever.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is it is interesting if you have a 1 agility ship you're firing an ion cannon turret at, because if you do roll more than 2 or more than 1.
Well, for example, here, if he were to hit and he's not in range at all, but if he were to hit the fire spray with the ion turret,
That's gonna hit
twice.
Yeah, it's gonna
well, you have to
be
hit
off.
it twice
Yes.
with both Y wings, but he
But-
could force the fire spray off the board.
Straight off the board. That'd be a bad day right there.
It would.
That's the worst way of
Definitely
losing a ship.
And there's
yeah.
just nothing you can
I
do.
know.
Like,
The second worst is running into an asteroid and losing a ship.
Doing it
It's just
yeah.
you're like, I have to move this way.
Yeah, Jesus just looked at me because the last time I played
2.
was last year's
Kamikaze.
regional, and I made it into the finals, and I think I ran into 6 or 7 asteroids during that
Yeah.
game, and every single one of them was a hit.
ouch.
But it was
That's
it was
painful.
mental fatigue. It was like 10 hours and
Right.
and it was
remember
late and it was rough. It was very rough.
So luckily, we're not seeing too much of those kind of mistakes in this game because this is round 1. If you're playing asteroid bumper cars in round 1,
That's not long.
that. You're not long for this.
it's not a
world.
good sign.
Yeah.
So we've got a bump there
TIE
from
fighter
the TIE
bumps.
fighter.
Has that TIE fighter really done anything this game?
It's hard to tell.
yeah, but the
probably-
Y wing hasn't moved yet, so
So the Y-wing's going to get past it, and it may, if it went short to try to avoid the asteroid, it'll get stuck on the tie. If it goes long, it might hit that asteroid.
And so there's Mike anticipating the Falcon's move.
Yep.
And also trying to keep that B-wing inside the firing arc.
I don't expect Mike to go to make a hard maneuver with the fire spray here.
You're expecting the
It's probably
bank?
I
bank.
expect him to bank. That way he'll have a more straight shot back, depending on what he anticipates the Falcon doing. And he just looks like he just put the B-wing in the way if Marcus wanted to turn the Falcon at all.
Yeah, and that's Marcus's B-wing, so he would be thinking of that. I wonder, it's probably a 3 bank he's wanting to pull, so just get him way out.
Get some on that. That is not what I expected out of that Y-wing at all. I don't know where it's going. I guess it's trying to avoid the asteroid.
If it has a turret, it can still fire, and he would have been trying to avoid the asteroid.
Right. Just it leaves it in such a weird position
That's
that where
true.
it's now pointing away from every single enemy ship.
Yeah.
So next turn it can do a K
Next
turn.
move would be a K, probably.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
a hard right for the shuttle, maybe. Because
He is going to make a hard turn.
He didn't make it.
he's not even going to move at all.
Doesn't the Falcon move first?
Oh, yes, the Falcon would move first.
So did they try to make a move with the Falcon and fail?
Oh,
he
they might have.
Yes, he might have done a 1 forward.
So they are just stuck.
They're stuck right where they are.
Didn't see
That's
that coming.
funny.
Wow.
Because now the B-wing is in the fire spray's blind spot.
Actually, and he's got him in line of sight. So that's actually a fantastic play with the Falcon there. It takes his big ship out of the game, but it takes your opponent's big ship out of the game too.
And
So
yeah, he may have known. 3 bank may have got him through that.
I
But,
think it would.
But yeah,
That's what he has to do next turn, I guess.
that's a heartbreaker there.
Or alternatively, he can just stay there and try to stay in the way enough.
Now it does look like his B-wing was running a heavy laser cannon because I see the back of that upgrade card now, and that's a good move. And it looks
range. That looked like range 1.
It may have been a crit dealt just now from the shuttle. Took that heavy laser cannon off.
3 hits.
That's
That's the
money.
B-wing firing at the fire spray there.
Yep.
That's money because you don't want that B-wing with the HLC the whole game. It's just devastating.
What does that card do?
Allows you to roll 4 dice from range
2
to 3. Right. So the B-wing is always rolling 4 dice.
Okay. So he's either getting the range 1 bonus or he's rolling 4 dice from his heavy
Exactly.
lasers. That's
And of course, the drawback heavy
That's really
laser, you
strong.
have to immediately turn all of your crits over to hits. But if you were running something like marksmanship, if you rolled eyeballs, you can turn those to crits. So it can be
so at that point he's going for quantity of damage rather than quality of damage.
absolutely
And when they have enough damage cards, it doesn't matter if they're face up or face down.
yes,
True.
yes. A crit is also a damage, so
Yep.
it would count, no matter what shenanigans it tries to pull. So yeah, we're predicting that fire spray pulls a 3 bank just to get out of there.
Oh, and the TIE fighter died that turn. Looks like he took enough ion fire to
Yes.
send him crashing and burning.
And yeah, they're usually pawns in this game.
Yeah.
They're gonna die pretty quick, or not at all. It's surprising because they're not very strong. You might leave them.
Ignored him.
It's like the A-wings. They always come back and win the game for my opponent because I leave them on the board the entire game.
Well, they can nitpick at you. They just can be annoying because you tend to ignore them because they don't seem very powerful, and usually they're just off trying to be a distraction. And then before you know it, they're just pecking away at you. And
Two
Next thing you
dice
see,
is-
like, what? Did this how much? How many damage
You
did
find
that?
yourself with 1 hit point. Now it looks like the shuttle is on the
Asteroid.
asteroid.
Yep. Sad
That's-
face.
So we got a blank.
Man,
so-
these asteroids have been in
yeah,
the way.
well placed.
Yeah. Is that no? He's gonna keep turning. He's not doing K turns. He's just making this. He looks like that guy's gonna
Yep.
start
And he's gonna
moving his
target
way
lock.
over to
So we're
shoot
just
it where the fire spray is.
some focus fire on the shuttle here. Probably not a bad idea. If you can force it to continue in one direction, you can get behind it and take it out. So some pretty smart maneuvering.
let's see what happens here.
So that B-wing takes a
Ooh.
hard turn.
He really wants to get up
He's
and
taking
I
a
wonder if that's
chance.
is that a bump or is that
No,
a?
it's like I think he did a K turn.
He's hoping that, and there's Mike's 3 bank, which will get him clear. And so that's really good for
Just
him.
barely though. Good
'Cause
gracious.
that's going to keep that B-wing from shooting at him.
Yep.
And it looks like the Falcon would have already moved. So
Yeah. So I think the Falcon
So
was
you
just doing
think-
ones to try to keep him there.
You think that
Exactly.
B-wing was a bad maneuver because he should
Absolutely.
have predicted this guy's going to go a 3.
I think so. Yeah.
I also think this turn the Falcon should have moved. Should have actually not done a move that would bump and tried to get out of there.
well,
Although he
if
does
there's
get to
no-
shoot
Looks
at
like he
range
just-
band
that's,
1.
that's the dead B. And he
That's
went
the
for the
dead B-wing.
B-wing. That's interesting.
Wow.
How do you avoid that 4-die range 1 to the Falcon? But maybe you want to go ahead and start killing ships.
The Falcon doesn't really have to move though, because
Right.
it's got a 360 firing arc,
absolutely.
so it can sit as long he's not able to take an action.
Yeah,
So he's dealing with that, but he's still range 1 back to the fire spray if he wants to do that. And
So he's spending his target lock, rolling his second ion turret to the shuttle. It looks like auto double ions, so the shuttle will be moving straight forward next turn.
My thought process on why he shot the B-wing instead of the Falcon. If the B-wing can potentially be destroyed this turn, that's one less attacker he's got, and also you got to be looking at it. He's lost
Points.
24 points to nothing so far.
right.
So depending on how close it is to time, or if he doesn't know exactly when time's going to be called,
You want to start shooting
oh,
things
no.
you can shoot. Oh wow! And he
I don't think that's a legal maneuver. That looks like a dead shuttle.
That's it. I'm done. I'm going home.
He's flying off the board. And Mike was probably hoping he would shoot at that fire spray, but
Until then, I was going to say Mike was in good position.
the shuttle's probably well loaded because it's a support ship, and
Yeah.
so you want to try to kill it quick.
They did a good job, I think, in designing those ships. You know, they soak up a lot of points, so you have to protect it. But
Lower agility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a trade-off.
oh wait, I think this time was called. We don't know.
Could
Well,
be.
they're not doing any planning.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So,
So-
yes,
So a
maneuvering,
last-second heartbreaker there.
Yep, looks
losing
like
that shuttle.
Yep.
so Marcus got this game.
Because how many points is a B-wing versus 2 Academy pilots?
The B-wing base is 22. With
So-
the heavy laser would make it 29, and whatever the other upgrade card was on it, I didn't read.
So if that shuttle had not gotten blown up there, Mike actually comes out and wins this game.
Wow.
That's correct.
Yep.
That's
Wow.
correct. Heartbreaker.
Super
Cool.
close. Great game, guys.
Well, Mike has some good luck coming up later.
Yep.
So we'll be back to
Okay, guys, thank you for joining us. See you in the next one.